Okay, hello and welcome to the Fever Hold's new album release barbecue party pre-interview special. I'm your host Soundwave Dave for Akavinyl.com in Japan, and with me today I have the three members of the Fever Hold: Jack Slander, Jenni, and Fuyuki, and joining us later will be a special surprise guest. The purpose of this interview is to celebrate the release of their self-titled debut LP, The Fever Hold. So I'll be asking questions to shed some light on the band, the new album, and the music. But be warned, I don't want the viewers to think this is just a fluff piece. I will be asking some hard-hitting questions along the way. All right? But let's start off with a softball. The band is called The Fever Hold. A song on the album is called Religious Fever Hold, and the album is called The Fever Hold. It's the age-old question, which came first? The chicken or the egg or the chicken?
Okay. Oh, I'm already stumped. No, basically what happened is we were struggling to find a name for the band, and we went through so many. I was talking with Jenni about it. I have hundreds of names, but a lot of them were taken, and then I just pulled that Fever Hold from the title of that song, and we just went for it.
Okay, so it was the egg.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, great. All right, so next let's talk about the formation of the band. How did the three of you come together to form the Fever Hold?
Okay, I'll try to make this brief. We knew each other from the 90s in the Osaka music scene. Jennifer and Fuyuki were performing together. I was in a band called Tripod Jimmy, and Jenni was a big fan, and I was a big fan of their music as well. I saw them live. So we were good friends. We hung out. Then she went back to America, years passed, and I decided to do an album called 3, which I spent a lot of time on, but I wanted Jenni to sing on it, and I convinced her to sing on it, so she's on this album quite a lot. And then I also asked Fuyuki to contribute to some of the songs on here. So that was like in 2015, and then after this, I finished this, I wanted to do something electric, but I wanted to hone it down to just us three. So I had this vision of Jennifer and Fuyuki, and it just being us. And that started a long process of me trying to convince them, especially Jennifer, to do the songs. I sent her batches and batches, and she would always say yes, but then something happened and life got in the way or whatever. And I didn't give up. I kept trying. And then about a year and a half ago, she started to work on one song. It was supposed to be just one song. But of course, I had a plan. And my plan was to get her singing on that one song and then go back to Fuyuki and say, hey, can you add some parts? And then suck them in to doing an album. They didn't know they were going to do an album, but I kept throwing songs at them, and then I kept saying, well, Fuyuki, Jennifer's singing on this, so how about? And then I would say to her, you know, Fuyuki's playing, Jennifer's playing. I would try to get them to want to contribute based on the other person being involved.
So Jenni, like, was there something that he said to you that got you on board, or were you just thinking one song, that's it?
Well, the truth is that if I had a complete, choice and control over all of the other things that I have to juggle in life, I would say absolutely, no matter what, like, I would work with Ken. It's a great opportunity. I've always been a fan of Ken's music and have enjoyed working with him and personally and musically otherwise. So I really wanted to make it happen as much as I could. The obvious struggle is that there is a big ocean separating me from Ken, Fuyuki, and so on. Time zones and, like we've talked about, just, life happening and other things going on. So that's the beauty of technology. When Ken reached out to me to do the album 3, by then we had Dropbox. We had all of these tools available to us that allowed this cross collaboration across an ocean. And it was pretty magical and cool when I was able to find time to go into a space in my house and record and really put myself in, immerse myself in the project. That was when the magic happened. And then you send the files over, and then you send the files back, and there's this wonderful collaboration that happened over time. So I remembered all of that good stuff from the album 3 and wanted, I thought about that for years. How great would it be to do another project? So when he reached out to me, I really did want for it to continue. So I actually was really excited when it turned into more than one song. That one song was more than enough to get me excited about doing it. And then with adding Fuyuki to the mix, it was, I knew it was going to be really exciting and fun.
And Fuyuki, how did you then decide you wanted to be part of this threesome?
I think first time he asked me to join, asked me to play on his track was my position was hired guitar player.
Okay, like a session guitar.
Yeah, guitar player. So I think after years, he finished a song, and then Jenni said that song was great. Sent me a message, and she said that song turned out to be really good. So then I started to think we're getting more formed band as a.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he kept sending me tracks and
He kept bothering you.
Yeah. do this. Okay. Yeah.
Persistent.
Yeah.
Persistence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some people call it nagging. Some people call it persistence.
Yeah.
But I was enjoying the process.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the album itself has a very strong conceptual theme, and it's divided into 2 segments. There's the vignettes and the tale. So what was the idea behind dividing the album like that?
Okay, I'll try to make this brief. There was originally going to be 16-song
16,
album, which was just a concept, which had a very detailed story line. I actually sent Jenni that whole, I think I sent her 16 songs.
Wow.
You actually heard them, Dave. I came over and I put you to the agony of listening to them.
I listened to a lot of these years ago while they were in cocoon form, yes.
So I had that, and then it had a lot of narration in it. It was narration plus vocals, narration and vocals. And I think it just overwhelmed Jenni. She probably thought, what the hell, 16 songs, and what is the story thing? And thank God, I decided to start culling out the stuff that wasn't that great from those 16, plus add new songs that I've been working on. But I still wanted the story to be in there. So what we end up with is the first 6 songs are independent songs, and then the last, 7 through 13, are the abbreviated version of that longer concept which used to be 16 songs. But it's still, the story is still there. It's just that you got to connect the dots a little bit more. And finally, I think those songs also stand alone, and there's only one with the narration thing. So that's how it came to be.
Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the songwriting and the production. So both Jack and Jenni, your vocals are on the album. So how did you blend your voices to fit the mood of the songs?
That's a great question.
Go for it, Jenni.
Blending voices, that was a back and forth collaboration between me and Jack, really. The genesis of the project really was from Jack, and so typically it would start with him sending me a song with with lyrics and an idea of what the song would look like, and then he would ask for my input in terms of a melody, and sometimes he would have a more concrete idea of what the melody was going to sound like, sometimes not. So that was a chance for me to contribute my ideas or fit my ideas into a more concrete framework. It just depended on what the song needed. And so that's essentially it. Just listening to the file, generating ideas, and then shooting it back to Jack. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would say, and one thing I'll add is that often I would sing like a demo version of the lyrics or whatever, and the vocals, but then how do I say this? I don't always like the sound of my voice, and so what I would do is I'd say, can you sing the first verse and let's say the last verse or something like that? And and I would try to remove myself as much as possible, but Jenni was often saying things like, well, we need more of you in there, and so you really like the idea of a bit of a balance.
I do. I like how our voices sound together. I think there's, especially on a song like New Silver Gods, there's this strange alchemy that happens when you combine those two voices. And for me, when I listen to it, like, it's greater than the sum of their parts, And so I really did try and cajole and encourage Jack to contribute more in terms of melody and singing on it. I really love harmony too. I'll just stack one harmony on top of the other and just keep playing with that. So that was a part of the process that I really loved and enjoyed. So there was that too.
Great. Okay. So the album was produced by the band and was engineered by Jack and Fuyuki. So how did you arrive at the particular sound for the album?
That's a tough one. That's tough, right?
Yeah.
You're like, we have no idea.
Right. It's a tough one because I do mix, but I'm not as good a mixer as he is. But we do have a different philosophy about mixing and how clean the sound should be, how prominent certain instruments should be. So a lot of times I would mix it, and I would spend hours and hours mixing a particular song, and then maybe he would say, it's all right, and then finally I would say, will you mix this one? And he would go, okay, and then I would send him all my messy tracks that are not organized well or whatever. It was a nightmare, I'm sure, and I'd send him the whole thing.
He's still here. It's fine.
Yeah, right, he survived, but... And then he would, so he would mix quite a few songs. He mixed all of them, or he's a very good vocal mixer, so I would mix pretty much the whole song, but then I would say, can you do the vocals? And he would do the vocals, and I would put them in there. And on Silver Gods, that's an interesting thing, because he mixed all of the verses, and I mixed the choruses, so we just put them together.
Gotcha. Okay. So Fuyuki, I want to ask you some questions specifically.
Uh-huh.
So what was your favorite song on the album, and why?
I'd say Tempest Engine.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? I think that song is, I don't know. It's kind of not like his song.
Okay.
His song is kind of like twisted.
I'm glad somebody pointed that out.
But
true.
Yeah.
She's like, you have that track.
Damn.
Tempest is like more like us.
As a band.
Yeah, as a band.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Twisted is great, but I like the Tempest.
Okay.
Engine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Fuyuki, what was the hardest song for you to play and record?
I think Silver God.
Silver God. Okay, which is the lead single.
Yeah.
Okay, why was it so difficult?
Because it's twisted.
Okay.
Okay, that
All right.
seems to be a theme here.
Theme
My
here,
songs are twisted.
Okay, like twisted lemon. Okay, hard cider. Okay, so now going to Jennifer or Jenny. Okay, so you mentioned you got the basic lyrics from Jack. Okay, so how did you approach taking Jack's lyrics and then interpreting them vocally? Like what's one song where you took the original vocal melody line and like took it to a whole different place?
That's a good question. It depended on the song and how fleshed out it already was when I received it. And Jack was really good to preface the communication, before sending the file, tell me that, he would say, I don't really have an idea for the melody on this one, and I'd love your input, kind of thing. And so then I felt very free to really just get into my little space. Fun fact, my recording booth is my closet.
Okay.
So I would go into my closet, rearrange my clothes, and listen to the song and think about melodies. And that was my process for coming up with a lot of those melodies.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time to bring on our special surprise guest. It is the director of the video and also the art director for the album and the sleeve, etc. Let's welcome Popelier. Okay, welcome Popelier to the interview. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, so tell us, how did you come to work with the Feverhold on their visual landscape?
Basically, Slander asked me to do it. He's actually asked me many times to collaborate on his various projects over the years, and I always said no. This is the first time I ever said yes.
Okay, so what was the magic word he used to get you in on this one?
Money.
Money?
Now that's not true.
I don't know what happened. What was it?
You liked the songs, I thought.
Was that?
You liked the band, you liked the
reason?
songs. At least you said that.
But I did like 3, and other stuff, solo stuff you've done as well, and also some of the stuff you did with Knives of Summer, right? But I don't know, maybe it was the songs, the early demos or something. Maybe that was it.
Okay.
Just something was in it that just kind of like, yeah, this could be the one, maybe.
All right, that you'd be proud to put your name on.
Sorry?
That you would be proud to put your name on.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause, I mean, even some of the solo stuff that he's done, he's put on Bandcamp, and he said, "Can I have like an image to put on one of the songs or something?" And I said, "No."
Wow.
Every time, no. And then I did the previous album I did with another guy. I said, "Come on, man! I want to use one of your stars. Come on!" And he's like, "No," didn't even hesitate. And I'm so happy because now we're using the good stuff for the best album.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, Popelier, what was your inspiration behind the album artwork for the Feverhold?
The first single is, isn't it? Silver Gods Part 1, which mentions a lot of superstars and things like that.
Okay.
And because I have a lot of stars in my work, it seemed
sure.
like a natural fit. And then the actual star, which is being used for this particular, the album cover, is actually from one of my other digital artworks.
Okay.
I kind of cannibalized that a little bit. The original artwork's actually called Sometimes All I Want Is Faster. And so it seemed to fit this kind of style with the image of the song.
Okay. I've seen the video for the first video, Silver Gods Part 1. So, Popelier, what was your vision for this video?
To be honest, there wasn't any vision as such. We were just going to shoot some footage at Fuyuki's house, and we did that. And then I kind of work in a bit of an organic way anyway. I kind of have ideas on the spot. So for example, when Slander's lying on the floor, that was just spur of the moment. I just kind of thought, you know, it'd be really cool is have just one long shot where he's singing the whole verse. And then after we did that, it worked so well, it's kind of like, I said to him, right, so we have to get Jenni to do the second verse the same way. because you get a lot of videos, very short cuts.
Right.
Everything's bang, 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 bang. It used to be on the bass, and then it's bass and snare, and now I think the cuts are on the hi-hat now, aren't they? They're so quick, right, on the hi-hat, right? So I wanted to have longer shots, also because the video's a bit kind of retro as well in some parts. And videos in the old days used to be a bit longer, didn't they? Cuts and scenes and things. So that's how it kind of grew from that. That's how it worked out.
Okay.
And to be honest, I think it's worked out quite well.
Yes. So was there any specific input from the band that shaped the final design of the video?
No.
No. Okay.
Not really.
No.
You just guys have
Sometimes
fun.
they said a couple of things, oh, how about this and how about this? But generally there were things I already decided I didn't like anyway. So it was very easy to agree on those things, wasn't it?
I was very happy to go, I don't want to be involved. I've done so much stuff.
Throw it over
I've got too many
completely.
things to think about. I was mixing and doing everything, and I was so happy that he just took it and he said, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And he was very specific with Jenni, like, I want you to do this and this. And of course, you can talk about the help you got.
Actually, in the beginning, Jenni and the second camera director, Stuart, kind of ignored our instructions in the beginning.
Oh dear.
All right.
Did somebody get fired?
No, I didn't get fired, but I mean the stuff was good. But then they reshot it, and the reshoot was really good. Really works really well with the whole video. It's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted.
So were there any interesting behind the scenes moments from the making of the video?
Well, you were a little bit embarrassed, weren't you?
Yeah.
About doing the verse lying on the floor, right, and having such a long shot, yeah.
I was embarrassed just to be even in the video. It's not my thing. I don't like to be seen. And what he did is we're having like lunch right before, and he goes, I saw that carpet down there. What if you were lying on the carpet and singing? I was like, okay. But I thought he was just going to do use a little bit of it. I didn't know it was going to be a single shot.
It's an extended shot.
It's an extended shot.
Which I think most people need more of in their life.
Right.
Well, and then I did it, and if he would have told me the day before, I'm going to have you do this, I would have said, no, think of some other option. But because he sprung it on me, I just did it. And I cringe a little bit, but maybe everyone does that when they see themselves on video. But whatever.
I think it works. All right.
Yeah, I think it works, especially when you've got the second verse coming with Jenni doing a long shot
Yeah,
as
she
well.
saves the day, right? She comes in.
As always. All right. So, Popelier, do you want to plug anything that's coming up for you on your artistic studio side? Anything that's coming up?
No, not really.
Okay. But the
Just
t-shirt,
go and watch the video.
but the t-shirts are
Yes.
are available for sale, are they not?
They are, yes. The t-shirts are available on Popelier T, and there's these two,
Yes, design.
and the version that Fuyuki's wearing, and there's also a reverse logo as well, which has a dark logo with lots of light-colored shirts,
Okay.
white, pink, beige, red, and all sorts of things like that. So,
All right.
but this is the official one. This one here, yellow on the navy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone, please check out the video. It's really good. And thank you very much for joining us today. Okay. So I wanted to wrap up today's interview with talking about what's coming up for the Fever Hold. So what can your fans expect from you from the Fever Hold?
I'll take this one because there's so much stuff going on.
Okay.
Right now, basically after this interview, it's the 9th here. We're going to be releasing the video, the album, of course. We're going to be promoting that and trying to get people to Bandcamp to, listen to it or possibly purchase it.
Yeah, that's part of my next question is how
Yeah.
can your fans best support you and your music?
Best way is just to go to Bandcamp. We have the links. There'll be links below. Go there and listen. If you like it, buy it. That's it. It's $12 US, 1,800 yen Japanese yen. You get 13 songs, and I would guess almost anyone's going to find something on there to appreciate about it. You might not like everything, but there will be songs.
And Jenni is on all the songs.
She's on pretty much.
Yes.
She's one song. She's probably not on that.
Most all the time.
Yeah. And then
Close enough.
the big plan is, we don't know if this is really going to happen, but I hope it happens, is we want to do a show in December, a live show of the whole album. That means Jenni coming to Japan. That means us Are you still good for this?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe? It's going to be tough. We got to put together a full band,
Yeah,
you
right.
see. We got to put together, you got to get keyboardists and an extra guitarist, and we got to rehearse, and then we got to bring her in to rehearse prior. That's a bucket list thing.
Okay.
I want to
There is
do
a
live
dream to play live. There is a dream
There's
to
a
play live.
dream to
That's
play live. And
for
I
sure.
think, if I may say so, we would be a better live band than even the recording, because I just think that just fits what I have in my mind.
So I'd like to go to each one of you. So Jenni, what message do you have for your fans who have been eagerly awaiting this new album?
I mean, I'm looking forward to sharing this with everybody. I hope you really enjoy it. The music that we've put together is really and truly a collaboration, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with everybody.
Great. Fuyuki, message for your fans.
Life is short.
Oh,
Enjoy your
deep.
life. And the answer is here.
Nice plug.
Good
nice
plug.
Yeah.
Good
All
plug.
right. And Jack Slander.
I'll just say we put a lot of work into it, and I hope it shows, and I hope that people can appreciate it. I want you to put your headphones on, people. There's a lot going on. I purposely made it layered, and I want you to find a spot, get your glass of wine or your favorite beverage, and just give it a shot. You're going to like some things, and maybe some things, I don't know, but you will find something to appreciate, and just give it a shot. That's what I'd like to say.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining us. I've been your host Soundwave Dave for Akavinyl.com. The new album, The Fever Hold, is out now. Go check it out.
Thank you, Dave.
Very well.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.